Hi guys, today we're going to do a basic service for a 2008 Ford Ranger. It's the two-wheel drive model. Okay, so for this we're going to need a basic toolkit, a oil filter removing tool, the oil filter itself. We're doing a fuel filter as well. You're going to need the oil. In this case we're using Castrol 15W40, and we got 10 litres of that, and then the oil drain pan. So we've already warmed up the ute, and here it is under the hood, and we're going to just go ahead and take the oil out first, so we'll get into that. Right, so we're under here, under the ute itself, and we're just going to take off the the bash plate there, just to make it easier to get our oil pan in. Obviously you can go up from in there, and you can see the sump plug there. We zoom in on it. Is there, you can do it that way, but our oil pan's not going to fit in between the bash plate and that. And so we're just going to do this to make it easier. It's only 4 bolts that you have to remove, and then that'll create a open flow for the oil to flow down and into the pan nice and easily.
G'day guys, let's go.
So these bolts that we're taking out, they're size 14mm. And there's 4 of them, so they're going to come out, and we're going to remove that bottom plate just to make it easier.
Bash my fingers.
Just undoing the front 2 bolts have washers on them, so keep that in mind.
Take it off. Front 2. Yeah. Pretty easy to do once you loosen them by hand. And now that should just pull out.
Easy as that. So now we can have a good look up there, and we can get to the sump plug.
So this here is a sump plug, which makes it a lot easier for our drainage.
Okay, so now we're just going to undo the sump bolt. We've got our oil pan here. We haven't got this car on jack stands or anything, so we're quite low to the ground, so it's quite hard to manoeuvre around under here, but that's what we had to work with, so we're just emptying the oil now.
There's a couple. Only one washer?
Yeah. And there. So we missed a bit there, but
Should get him out a bit quicker than I thought.
we'll clean it up later. So we just wait for that to all drain out. Should be about 7 litres. So just to make the oil drain out a bit better, we'll take the oil lid off the top so it lets the airflow all go through in there. Okay, so now that the oil's pretty much all out, we'll find the oil filter, which is down there. You're not going to be able to see it, but down there somewhere.
Right there, that's it. Right there.
Yeah, where he's pointing to. So to get to that easier, we're just going to go up from the underneath, and we're going to use this oil remover tool to help us out. Okay, so we're back under here, and we're just taking it. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it under there. It's pretty awkward with 2 people under here, but he's just removing the filter there.
It's just moving.
You should be able to grab it with your hands, and the oil will come out of there as well.
Watch yourself.
If you're under any vehicles, you should always wear safety glasses just to stop the shit coming into your eyes. But oh, hang on, put the tray under there.
Oh, fuck me.
Catch a bit of that.
Alrighty.
So the oil was all drained out, but there's always going to be some in the filter itself. When you take it out, as soon as you pull it out, hold it upright so it holds as much oil as possible in the filter itself.
Ooh, it's a long thread. Just do the Running Man on it.
You got it?
Yep. You might watch out. Camera. Oh. Just gonna hold this until it drains.
Okay, so this is the oil filter we've got, and we'll get old mate to open it up. And we know it's the right one because we got it from the Ford dealership. And just to show you the numbers and stuff, that's what it is for this ute. So we've got a white one this time, it's a different colour, the other one was black, but there's a clear film on there that you're going to want to remove. Make sure it's all off, and then we can install that. Some people like to put a bit of grease on the O-ring there, but it's not necessary in my opinion. So we'll get into that. This time we're on top and I'm looking down, and he's going to feed it through up now. And he just screws on with his hand for a start. So that's where it is. This is the side of the left hand side of the ute, and it goes down into down there. So he's going to go hand tight, and then he's just going to give it a little nudge with the remover tool to tighten it up a bit. You don't want it too tight, but you also don't want it rattling off. So he's going to get that tool on there and just give it a little snug it down. Cool. So that's the oil filter back on. Right, so with the rag we're just going to clean off the sump bolt, make sure there's no old oil on it, and there is a washer on there that we're going to replace as well. So take the old one off. It's the old one, and we've got a new one to pop back on. Nice clean one. So once that's nice and clean, we're going to pop the washer or O-ring back onto the bolt. Doesn't matter which way up it goes. Nice fit, and we'll install that again and then follow up with oil. We're back under here and we're just going to install that sump bolt again with the new washer on. And the same thing with that, you want to do it up just snug, you don't want it up, you don't want to strip the threads on the inside, so just snug it up with your fingers and then give it a quick turn with the ratchet. Okay, so just snug it down with the ratchet. Seems good. Okay, so we've got the funnel in there, that's screwed in, so that's solid. And we're just going to pour the oil in until we see it on the dipstick, and it's about 7 litres. This is a 10 litre bucket of oil, so we will just pour about 7 litres in and just keep checking it as we go without spilling it, ideally. Alright, so we reckon we got about 7 litres in there now. We'll just check the dipstick. If you can see it, it's about right. Halfway up the line there. Obviously you're going to want to keep checking this after the first couple of times you drive it, just so you don't not running on low or too high for some reason. But so we're going to take the filter out, take the funnel out, and then put the cap back on, and then we will put the bash plate back on. We're just popping on the bash plate back on now with a bit of jimmying around. So there's just those 4 bolts to do back up, and that's pretty easy to do. So yeah, we'll do that and then get back to you with the fuel filter. Just tightening up the last of the bolts there for the bash plate.
So I'll just do them till they're like a little bit tight and tighten them all up once they're all done.
Righto, so we're all done with the oil, and now we're just going to hit up the fuel filter, change that. That's your fuel filter there, a diesel fuel filter. And for that we've got a size 12mm to take these two nuts off there, and then we can slide the whole thing out and unplug a few plugs in that, and we'll be right. Be careful not to break anything in the process. 2 volts are out, so that can slide off now. But there's a little plug here which you're going to want to remove. So you just push the clip in and pull it out. We'll just do that. Okay, so you can unplug that little plug from there, but we've just popped it out of the casing there. So now you can lift the whole thing out. And what we're going to do is the white bit is the replaceable bit. So we've got to take that bottom plastic thing off and take it, then unscrew it from the top there. So diesel will be in there, so it might flow out a bit. So just be aware of that. Okay, so when we're unscrewing the plastic bit, the plug was getting all tangled, so we did unplug it in the end. Now a whole lot of diesel is going to come out of that, so we've got a Burger King cup to catch all that, just so it doesn't go away into the ground and into the engine bay and that. So we'll tip most of that out as we can into the cup there, and then we'll unscrew this bit here and put the new one on.
Still quite a bit in there, tip it in.
Get as much out as you possibly can.
Sweet.
Cool. Alright, so this is the new filter, and again we got this from the Ford dealership, so we know it's the right one. And that's going to be the same sort of deal with the little plastic film over it, and there should be a couple of O-rings there with it too, which you can see there. So he's going to remove the plastic, just like we did on the oil filter. And then we're going to grab this little bit that we took off the old one and just screw that in to the bottom. Oh, hang on. We'll replace the O-ring. This O-ring's for the bottom one. So we'll get that one off and put this new one on, which sometimes are a bit tricky to do. So just pull that one off, and then the new one goes on there. Just like that. Yep, and now we can put that onto the new filter. Just snug it up hand tight as you can. Alright, now we come back over to the engine and remove that. Sometimes they're on there quite hard, so we might need a tool, but give it a go with your hands first. Not gonna work? Okay, we'll grab a pair of channel locks and have a go at it. Alright, so we're just gonna use the channel locks to get that loose, and then you can do it by hand. So that's just screws on there. There might be a bit of oil, diesel come out as you're doing this, but it won't be much. Yep, so that's the old one, and the new one's already got the new O-ring in it, so we can just screw that straight on. Easily enough. So go as tight as you can, and then give it a tweak up with the channel lock pliers, just to make sure it's all nice and tight. And then I'm going to get rid of the Burger King cup and the old fuel filter, get that all out of the way. And then that just seats back down in there after you plug in the little plug. click. Goes that side.
Put this back in.
It just clips back into that side. Easy as. And then we'll just put the nuts back on these two pillars here, and we are done. Guys, whoever's watching this, we are not professionals, and if you feel like you can't do any of this, definitely take it to a professional. So they will get it right. Yeah, this is our first time doing this vehicle, so yeah, just keep that in mind. Oh, and before we go and turn on the truck, start her up, there's this is a pump. That button's a pump, so you got to pump, because the fuel filter's not going to have any diesel in it yet, so you just want to keep pumping this for a while until you'll feel it stiffen up, and that means it's full of, you can feel the fuel going through now, and it will stiffen up until it's full. It takes quite a while, and then we should be good. So just keep pumping that up. Just keep pumping on there, and make sure we put all our tools away. Okay, so with the excess oil, you just want to keep it for a day or two, till after you've been for a drive and tested the dipstick again. So we'll just hold on to that container there. This one, we've got a super cheap auto place pretty close, and they dispose of your oil properly, so we'll take it to them sometime during the week. So yeah. Okay, so we're all done, and we're just gonna shut the bonnet and crank her up and see if she starts. Might take a few cranks to if that fuel filter's not quite full. There we go, easy as, job done. So if you like this video, give it a like. If you didn't like it, give it a thumbs down. Subscribe if you like all these videos. Cheers.